Amazon customers have been given very little time to opt out of a new Amazon program known as Amazon Sidewalk. Now, what Amazon Sidewalk would do is essentially allow your neighbors to mooch off of your wireless internet. It's a way of connecting users through this mesh system using very, very slow internet speeds or low bandwidth in order to connect and set up various Amazon related gadgets and gizmos, right? So I'll give you a few examples. As Ars Technica notes in their headline on this story, Amazon devices will soon automatically share your internet with neighbors. Amazon's experimental wireless mesh networking turns users into guinea pigs. And you have until June 8th, by the way, to opt out of this. If you don't opt out of it, you will automatically be enrolled in this program. And there are some significant potential downsides to it, which I'll get to in just a second. Now, Amazon Sidewalk involves the company's devices being used as a springboard to build city-wide mesh networks. Now, they're not doing this in order to expand internet accessibility to people who might not be able to afford it. They're doing this because rather than maybe contributing to taxes and ensuring that we have publicly funded internet so everyone has connectivity, they've decided, no, we want to make sure that people who might not have the best internet service, maybe even people who can't afford internet themselves, are able to mooch off of their neighbor's internet through this system that we're setting up. Because remember, Amazon has a vested interest in ensuring that people, A, can buy their products and connect their products to the internet, and B, are able to use the internet for their own consumer habits. And that's not what this is about, right? But this is the beginning phases of that. And that's what my prediction is. So to give you more details, the feature works by creating a low bandwidth network using smart home devices such as Amazon Echoes and Ring security cameras. A new Echo can set itself up by using a neighbor's Wi-Fi, or a security camera can continue to send motion alerts even if its connection to the internet is disrupted by piggybacking on the connection of another camera across the street. So what's crazy about this is just how opaque this program is, how there hasn't really been much attention given to it, so consumers know what they're getting themselves into, so consumers have enough time to opt out should they find this program problematic, and I certainly think that there are some significant downsides to it. Other devices that don't need a high bandwidth connection, such as smart lights, pet locators, or smart locks, can use Sidewalk all the time. So look, as I mentioned, people don't really have that much time to opt out. You have until June 8th, and if you don't opt out by then, you're automatically enrolled in this program. Now, once you're automatically enrolled, you can still opt out, but it's important for people to know about this program to begin with so they can make that decision for themselves. The problem is, Amazon hasn't really been very transparent about it. It's a very opaque program, and even though they have a Q&A section on their website in order to explain what this program is, it still leaves people with many questions. So users can disable Sidewalk in the settings section of Alexa or Ring apps, but have until June 8th to do so. After that, if they have taken no action at all, their devices will become so-called Sidewalk bridges. So I want to take a quick moment just to help you all out if you are interested in opting out of this. So here's how you can do it. You just open the Alexa app, you open More and select Settings, selecting account settings, selecting Amazon Sidewalk, and then at that point you can turn Amazon Sidewalk off. Now let's get to the potential downsides of this. First of all, there are clearly some potential security concerns, because if, let's say, hackers get even more sophisticated with their methods, or if there are viruses that can affect one gadget, if you have multiple gadgets connected through wireless internet, could that indicate that one household that has a virus could then spread that virus to its neighbor, which is of course piggybacking off of the internet connectivity of the original person who got the virus, right? So there are security concerns in that regard. Some have also brought up some potential privacy concerns. So, that, of course, has always been an issue when it comes to Silicon Valley tech companies and the way they not only operate in terms of collecting data, but also how they sell data to third parties. They've been opaque about that type of practice as well. And then the final thing I want to get to is how this kind of plays a role in the ongoing share economy. So when you think about the share economy, consider businesses like Airbnb, Uber, Lyft, that requires people to use their own private property in order to make money. So in the case of Uber, you're driving your own private car in order to make money. In the case of Airbnb, you're renting out your space to make money. In this case though, you're not making any money, but you are allowing Amazon to use your wireless internet in order to help connect other people to Amazon devices, right? So it's just another example of a highly profitable private company using basically private Americans and what they're spending money on in order to build their own business, right? So they're building a new program, a new business off the backs of their own customers who of course aren't getting paid anything for it. They're just putting themselves in a situation, in many cases unwittingly, where this highly profitable private company that pays nothing in federal taxes uses their internet in order to improve the connectivity of other consumers. I think that's an issue. It's an ongoing issue that continues to devolve further. Starts off with systems and services like Airbnb, and now it's gotten to a point where really there's no upside to you as the consumer, but there is quite a bit of upside to Amazon that does not want to pay more in taxes, which could expand broadband internet to everyone publicly, and certainly has no interest in paying for internet expansion themselves, so they don't have to freeload off of their own customers in order to make this program work. And in the future, my prediction is that this will expand to something even bigger. Right now, this is about low bandwidth. This is about connecting things like the Amazon Echo products or the that doorknob product. What is that thing called again? The Ring security cameras, for instance. But in the future, if this type of behavior is allowed to move forward, how is this going to expand to allowing people to use up more of your wireless internet through this mesh system in order to do, let's say, online shopping on Amazon? And then one other thing, some of you might be wondering, well, if my neighbors are able to use my wireless internet and I have data caps, my internet service provider has data caps for my service, does that affect me in any way? And the answer is yes, it absolutely does. In fact, Amazon answered that very question and said, when you share your Bridges connection with Sidewalk, total monthly data used by Sidewalk per account is capped at 500 megabytes, which is the equivalent of streaming about 10 minutes of high definition video. So that might sound negligible, that might not be a big deal to most people, but it is going to use up some of your data. And some people might not like that, might have some issues with that. And the fact that Amazon hasn't made it abundantly clear or easy for people to opt out, I think only adds insult to injury with this situation. So not only do these companies get away with paying nothing in federal taxes, even though they're highly profitable, but they're looking for ways to use the services that you pay for in order to continue building their highly profitable businesses. So it's just another example of privatizing gains and socializing losses because you're paying for the internet, not Amazon.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.